Hi, let's boost your knowledge with more English. Many people ask me how to start a conversation. Their concern is what kind of sentence to use that is going to be good to begin your conversation. Today I'm going to tell you how you can start your small talk with somebody you don't know really well, because that's the challenge here. You don't really know the person, so you find it difficult to start a conversation with this person. There is a really cool trick in starting a conversation without any worries or concerns. Use a tag question. What is a tag question? Well, basically in Ukrainian, we don't use tag questions too often. That is why we probably know about, you probably know about tag questions, but I don't think you really use them. From my personal experience, I've asked many people whether they use tag questions. Usually that's a no. So a tag question, this is the way in English to be less direct when asking a question. Let's say I'm gonna ask you, I want to know where you live. So I'm gonna ask you, where do you live? However, if I don't know you really well, that's gonna be a little bit very straightforward or even aggressive. That is why I can rephrase this question and make it more indirect and more formal in this way. So I can say, you live in Kiev, don't you? This type of question is going to be more appropriate when talking to people you don't know really well. Also, it doesn't sound like a direct question, but still, it requires a response from the person you're talking to. So it's something like between the statement and the question, and it's going to make it easier for you to start a conversation because you're not going to feel weird asking the person you don't really know directly something, and this person is not going to feel awkward about you being too aggressive. So use tag questions to start a small talk. It can be anything. Let me give you an example how you can start small talk and what kind of tag questions you can use. So, you are from St. Petersburg, aren't you? You've seen Star Wars, haven't you? You work at Brain TV, don't you? They didn't win the game, did they? So, a grammar tip here, if you want to make a tag question, first you make a statement, so you just make a sentence, it can be positive or negative, and then the final part is actually a question, and we call it a tag, so this tag should be totally the opposite to your statement. If your statement was positive, the tag should be negative. If your statement was negative, the tag should be positive. In the tag, you should use auxiliary that corresponds to the tense in the first part. Also, I would like to mention the intonation here. Not many people know that there are two types of intonation that you can use for tag questions. First of all, I will tell you why there are two types of intonations. We can use tag question when we actually want to ask a question, or we use tag questions when we are seeking agreement, when we kind of want to confirm something. Let's say I am pretty sure that you work at Brain TV. So in this case, my tag question is going to sound as follows. You work at Brain TV, don't you? If I actually don't know where you work and I really want to ask you a question, then my intonation is going to be the following. You work on Brain TV, don't you? So you see, the difference is that if I'm just seeking agreement, if I'm seeking confirmation, my intonation is falling. In the end, in the tag, it's falling. When I actually want to ask a question, then my intonation is rising in the end. So be careful and practice your intonation. Pick the right one. For small talks, typically tag questions are used when you are seeking agreement because tag questions are a good tool when you know something and you, instead of just making a statement, you turn it into a question so that you can make other person respond.